Our next story is about the global defense industry and Russia's place in it. Every player in this market uses the same catchphrase, combat proven. I've got examples for you. Here's how French firm Dassault is promoting its Rafale jets. Combat proven, they say. Lockheed Martin with their F-35s, again, combat proven. Every military seller wants to get one point across that their product has seen combat. But not Russia. Russia's defense industry is dealing with a different issue. They're the second largest exporter in the world, only behind the United States. Almost 20% of global exports are done by Russia. Nobody doubts that their weapons have seen action. The evidence is clear in Ukraine. Russia's problem is different. It's effectiveness. How lethal are their weapon systems? The war itself is not a good advertisement. Remember, it was called a special military operation. And how many special military operations last for 6 months? So many experts are questioning Russia's place in the defense market. How good are their weapons? And can they be delivered amid a raging war? On Monday, President Vladimir Putin addressed this issue. He was attending a weapons expo outside Moscow. Putin says Russia is ready to arm its allies.
Russia sincerely cherishes historically strong, friendly, truly trusting ties with the states of Latin America, Asia and Africa. It is ready to offer its allies and partners the most modern types of weapons, from small arms to armored vehicles and artillery, combat aviation and unmanned aerial vehicles.
And that's not all. Putin claims Russian weapons are far superior to Western ones. Years, perhaps decades ahead of them. That's what Putin says. But the problem is there is no ground evidence. Reports say Russian missiles have only a 40% success rate. So 60% of their strikes are off target. Now, most of these reports are Western ones. But as they say, there is no smoke without fire. The fact is, 6 months later, Russia is yet to defeat Ukraine. So naturally, there will be questions. Can Russia remain a reliable military supplier? Some of the reports are not encouraging. For example, the delivery of S-400 missiles to India. The second shipment was supposed to arrive in the month of May, but so far there is no news. Some simulators and spare parts have arrived, but the missiles themselves, no trace. Another example is the Sukhoi Checkmate. It is a fifth-generation fighter jet. It was supposed to be Russia's answer to America's F-35. Production was scheduled to begin in 2025, but after this war, it has been pushed back. The new target is 2027. So pretending that everything is all right just won't cut it, which is why President Putin himself addressed this issue. And we can think of 3 reasons why. Number one, of course, the money. Russia earns $15 billion from selling weapons. That money is crucial right now. It can be used to fund the operations in Ukraine. Russia needs the money. Reason number 2 is the political power of the military-industrial complex. Same story as the US. The defense industry employs almost 3 million people. That's 20% of all manufacturing jobs, 2.7% of the total workforce. Russia prides itself as a military superpower. Their economy, is on the slide. Their soft power is waning. So the military is sort of like their last straw. And finally, reason number 3, a hit to foreign relations. Putin has used weapons to forge close bilateral relations. In fact, I have some numbers for you. 23% of Russia's defense exports go to India, 18% to China, 15% to Algeria, 12% to Egypt and 6% to Vietnam. All these relations are built around weapons. You take that out and things will collapse, or at least they lose momentum. These countries will look elsewhere for defense trade, and if that happens, what options will Russia have? They don't have a big checkbook like China or the US. They don't have resources to sell other than gas. They don't have historic ties outside Central Asia. So Putin's allies could slip away from him. And the president knows all of this. After all, he's a shrewd statesman. Take his entry into the Syrian war in 2015. When Vladimir Putin interfered in Syria, he knew exactly how it would benefit him. In fact, I have a quote from 2017. This is what Vladimir Putin said. He was talking about Russia's increasing arms trade. This is largely a result of the more effective use of our weapons in real combat conditions, including the anti-terrorist operation in Syria. This opportunity for gaining a firmer foothold on the world market of armament should not be missed. That's what Putin said, and he was right. Syria was a great advertisement for Russian weapons. They turned the tide of the war, but in Ukraine it's the opposite. Unless Russia scores a few decisive victories, experts will question their weapons. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.